Welcome to Oak Bay, where the Richmond Ravens have made the trek over to the island to take on the Victoria Rain. It's a two-game series being played today. A game right now, and then another one later this afternoon. It's a crossover game getting the girls ready for the playoffs. We have 15 minutes on the clock, and the players just finishing up their warm-up before we get into the game. Babcock starting for the Ravens in net. Back on the blue line. It looks like it's going to be Macy and David. Out in front, I see Miguel Cram and Hernandez. Ravens missing a couple of players. Didn't make the trip over. But we're ready to start the game here. Got the shot face off one forward by the Ravens. It's going to be picked up by Macy. Takes it over to the far side. He works it towards the net. Now comes out the near side. Picked up there by the Ravens. They're going to leave a handle on it down low. And now they pick it back up again. Miguel trying to handle it. It gets to the blue line where Macy dumps it back down low. Right off the wall on the rain strip. Now the Ravens turn it back the other way and out to the blue line, which picked up there by Basquet. Sorry, Amade. Amade puts it back down low, and now it comes around the corner and back out to Amade. Amade walks the blue, takes the shot. She'll tip just wide, gets right on the goaltender, and she's going to hold on to that one. As we get a stoppage in play with 14 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. Trying on to take the face off. Puck drop, face off one back to the blue line by the Ravens. And now just chipped back down low from behind the net. Tran works it down low. Now she tries to center. It gets under the stick of one of the Rain, and they put it over onto the wall. Back on the Tran stick. Tran back into the corner, and now back out to the point. David shoots one from the point, saved by the goaltender, goes off the back wall and over to the near side. David stepped up on that one. She's going to put it back down low with some help from Kay. Puck gets in behind the Rain net. Rain put it back down the near side. And now work their way out to the blue line, but David steps in and backhands that one right on net, and the goaltender's going to hold on to that one as the Ravens were on the doorstep. Face off the left side of the goaltender, it goes down into the corner, and now the Rain try to clear it around. They fan on that pass attempt, and the Ravens turn it back the other way. Ravens from the blue line. Cabana puts it back to the blue line. It's held briefly, and now the Ravens lose a handle on it, and the Rain get it down into the Ravens zone. Ravens back to pick it up. They come up the wall on the near side for Basket. Basket is going to take it and chip it right in on net. Goaltender's going to make that save, and she's going to hold on to that if even a stoppage in play. Face off. It's going to be the right side of the goaltender. Miguel out to take the face off. Picked up by the Rain. They fire it down ice. It should be enough for icing. Icing called. 13-18 remains in the first period. Face off will come all the way down to the left side of the goalie. The right side of the goalie. He's in the Rain zone. Out to take the face off. Miguel. Back on the blue line, we have Amade and Ishii. Front, we have Basket with Cabana. Miguel into the face-off. She wins that one cleanly. It goes to the blue line, held in and chipped into an open ring as there's some pressure on Amade there. Puck battle in the corner just at the hash marks, so now it gets turned in behind the net. It goes all the way around over the other side, and Cabana's the first one there. Cabana just chips and it's chasing away. He comes to the side of the net now. A tip on the net, and it goes over to the near side as the goaltender makes a save from the back or from the blue line. Nishi sneaks that one through to the net. The goaltender plays that over to the wall. And now it's dropped in down low for Hernandez as the Ravens are on a change. Play down in the corner. Hernandez battling off two white jerseys, and she's going to come out with it. Hernandez working her way from behind the net. She puts it over to the near side, looking for some help from the Ravens forward, Tran. Tran has it on her stick. Now she drops it back in for Hernandez. Hernandez down low as they cycle it. Now Hernandez with a shot right on. It comes out the other side. Shot again. Saved by the goaltender who holds on to that one. He's able to get across and make the save. Face off to the left side of the Rain goalie. Face off deep in the Rain zone. Speed left side of their goaltender. Puck drop. Face off won by the Ravens. They're going to pick it up from the corner. And now trying to center it. It ends up coming off into the stick. And now Tran has it down in the corner. Tran tries to center it. It comes to the side of the net. Play continues as the goaltender unable to hold on to that one. Ravens turn it back, but the Rain are going to pick it up. Rain chase back the other way as they go back in behind their net. Being watched, there's two Ravens on them. It gets into some feet and now drugged back out by the Ravens forward wing. Wing from behind her net, centers it out front. It comes right to the goaltender, back out as she makes two more saves. The play continues in the corner, now back out to the high slot where the Rain pick it up. That gets into the feet as the Ravens get a stick on that one. David puts it towards the net. Tips off of the defenseman. The goaltender has to make a save on that one. Ravens on the far side with some pressure on top of the Rain players. It's going to go in behind the net as Hernandez takes a hit. She just tips it in behind the net. And now it comes to the side of the net and then out into the neutral zone. Ravens have to come back and pick that up. They're in a bit of a race for it as Hernandez picks it up. Hernandez fights the checkoff, puts it across over for David. David's going to head on it up ice. David through the neutral zone, and now she works her way to a shooting position, puts it right on net. And now it goes back to her. Now the Rain have it. Rain tried to center it out front. Now it's on the stick of Nishi. Nishi puts it back out to the neutral zone, and a long shot comes all the way from the outside, well wide of the net. The Ravens have it. David doubles back, and now it's on a back get stick, and she puts it back up for Tran. Tran takes it down the near side. Now leaves the handle at the blue line. It's going to get picked up by the Rain, who took it to the outside. Rain took it deep into the Raven zone. They go for a change, and that's going to give Nishi a little bit of time as she comes from behind the net. Now cutting to the middle, she chips it forward for Kay. Kay with a quick move to get around a couple of players and gets it to the blue line before it gets them back the other way. Nishi with it on her stick. Nishi looking to cross ice, and that play was read by the Rain forward. He's going to get a shot towards the net. It goes through the blue paint, out the far side. Now Kay tries to center it, tries to chip it out of the rink, but out of the zone, but it got turned back. Now Nishi with it on her stick. Nishi's going to eat it in the corner. She fights off a check down low. Play comes up the wall for Wing. Wing gets it out of the zone, and now the Ravens are going to have a chance to double back and set up. Tran goes to the outside. Now Tran gets it into some traffic, works her way through it. Tran to the outside again. He's going to shoot it towards the net. It comes out the near side. Wing waiting for it. Wing centers it. That's on the stick of Tran. Now into the high slot and on the Wing stick. Wing circles back from the top of the circles. Now back out to the point for Macy. Macy with a shot. That goes just wide. Comes out the near side. Ravens try to feather that back out to the point, and that's onto a range stick. Now the play onto the top of the circles. Miguel putting pressure on. Now Miguel digs the puck out and takes it over to the corner. Down deep in the zone. It's a shot towards the net. It hit the side of the net, and the Rain are now pressured there by the Ravens. Goes off Miguel's stick way up in the air, and now the Rain turn it back. They're going to try and break it out as they bring it to the top of the circles, and now picked off there by Macy. Macy stops up, and there's shot. She puts it in the net. Macy with some patience there, stops up and lets the players move away from her to hand screen the goalie. She finds the back of the net. Ravens ahead 1-0. Puck won by the Ravens, back to Macy. Macy across to her D partner and now goes forward to Tran. Tran with a quick move there through the neutral zone, works her way into a shooting position. Tran stops up and now she tries to get a shot away. She gets her stick checked as the puck goes in behind the net. From behind the net, it goes over to the far side of the rink, and now Cabana has it on her stick. Cabana drops it there, and it got onto, I think that was Hernandez's stick. He tried to put it out front. Anyway, the play comes back down into the corner. Cabana with some pressure on, now comes out to the high slot and chipped over to the far side. Now the Rain are off the races with it. They get back checked there by the Ravens. Oh, now the Rain put it back towards the Ravens' end. Macy's going to pick that up with a quick move. She cuts to the outside. Now Macy working her way in, a shot high over the net. It comes over to the near side. Fernandez in to take the wall, and her and Kay keep the play down low. And now play continues over to the far side, deep in the zone as it comes back up ice and into the middle. Player gets through one Raven defender, but not the second as she comes back to make sure she gets a stick on that and takes it out of harm's way. That was David. David from behind her own net goes forward for Kay. Kay centers it. Nice shot by on Babcock. She makes that save as the play goes up to the outside. Now from down low, they try to put it back out to the point, and now the Ravens put it across their own zone over to the near side. David steps up with that one. She gets it out into the neutral zone. Now the play goes back the other way, and the Ravens, David will have to come back to pick it up. She puts it over to the far side. Now the Ravens try to put it forward more and had it on her stick. Now over for David. David chips it down ice, and now Tran in after it. Tran, first one there. She's going to negate the icing. Play back to Kay. Kay and Tran try to work their way to the front of the net. Now back on the Kay stick. Kay goes up on the camp. Ravens try to hold it in, and now Basquette gets a stick over to the near side. Puck comes back out to the blue line. Ravens hold it on the Basquette stick. Well, Basquette works her way into a shooting position. Basquette puts one towards the net. That's stopped, though, and now the rain comes down the near side. Pass just in front of the intended target. Nishi with it on the stick. Nishi goes to her defensive partner on the far side. Amade with it. She looks up ice. Hits one of the players. She tried to get through, and now Miguel has it. Miguel working her way in. Now Miguel cuts to the net. Miguel, she's going to find post and in. 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Ravens ahead 2-0. Players make their way back to center ice after the goal from Miguel. Miguel remaining on. She's got Cabana on one side, Basket on the other. Play goes back to Nishi. Nishi goes to her deep partner Amade, and over to Cabana it goes. Cabana gets control of it and dumps it deep. And now the play goes in behind the Rain net. Welcome back, as we just had a technical issue where the system dropped us out, but we're sitting back in the rink at 2-0 for the Ravens. A face-off just to the left side of the goaltender, and deep in their Rain zone. Ravens battling for the puck to get to the blue line before the Ravens hold it back in, and now it comes over to the near side. From the near side, tipped back to the blue line. Fernandez tries to manhandle it around. Now onto Macy's stick. Macy with a couple of moves there. She cuts to the middle. Now Macy just makes sure she puts it deep as she retreats back to her blue line. Now centered for David. David with a shot. That's wide in the net. Over to the far side, picked up by Wing. Wing puts it back out to the middle. Macy steps up. David steps up. She shoots it right on. Saved by the goaltender. She holds on to that one. We got to stop what you played with 5 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the period. Ravens ahead 2-0. Tran out to take the face off with Kay and Basquette. David Macy back on the blue line. Puck is dropped, face off one by the Rain. This time the Ravens put pressure on. No, they're going to pick it up from behind the net. Now try to wrap around in the second shot, and that's saved by the goaltender. Now the play goes back out to the outside. David steps on that one. She's going to put it right on net. Goaltender makes the save and hold on to it. She, I think, just made 5 saves in that 10-second flurry. She's going to give herself a little bit of a break here. Fran back over, take the face off. Puck drop, face off one by Tran, goes back to the blue line. David with a shot. That gets a defender in front, and now Tran backhands it towards the net. And a bunch of juggling as Kay puts a stick on the goaltender, and now we're going to stoppage in play as the goalie holds on. We're going to do a face off again to the right side of the goalie. Rain looking for a forward line change. Puck drop, face off one in the corner, this time by the Rain. They're going to put it behind the net and over to the far side. From the far side, the center attempt, right by the Ravens. Macy with a shot slightly over the net as it comes over to the near side. Now the puck along the wall, picked up by David. She puts it right on. Close, saved by the goaltender. It comes back to David at the blue line. David chips it back towards deep in the zone, and that gets chipped towards the net by Kay. And now the Rain put it around to the far side, stepping in with that. The Ravens are battling for it. On the wall. Basket with a little bit of a jousting match, and now the puck comes out to the point. And after it's David. David chips it deep. Okay, centers it. It comes back to Macy. Macy, she's going to shoot through traffic. Save made. Puck goes over to the far side. Now onto the Raven stick. Macy loses the handle on it. Now she puts it back deep in the slot. Ravens get control of it. Now from behind the net. Kay loses the handle. It comes back to the near side. Pocket pick by Wing. From behind the net. Play continues as it comes back to the blue line for Macy. Macy goes to her deep partner, David. David with a couple of moves now. She's going to work herself into a shooting position. She puts it a little over the net, and it goes over to the far side for Macy. Macy picks it up, and now she tries to walk it. She's going to shoot it. Comes out the near side, and the Ravens right there. The shot comes off, I think, the crossbar as it goes wide. Now back to Macy at the blue line. Macy holds it in, puts it back down low for Cabana. Cabana battles 3 players in the corner there, and now she gets some help from Miguel. Play tries to get forced back up. Now back to the blue line for Macy. Macy with a shot just wide. It comes all the way down to the near side. From the near side, now it gets chipped into the neutral zone, or Macy has it. Macy with some pressure on her. She puts the puck back over for David on the near side as she goes for a change. Now back into the neutral zone for Hernandez. Hernandez back across the ice looking for, I think that's Nishi. Back for Hernandez. Hernandez loses the handle on it, but gets some help there from Tran. Now the puck back to the blue line. It's going to get chipped down ice. It's on Nishi's stick. Nishi goes forward with it. That ends up getting onto the stick of the Rain, and the Rain try to pass it forward. Ravens read that one, and now it goes down into the Ravens zone onto Hernandez's stick from through the neutral zone, and the Ravens come back in on the attack. Ravens Hernandez steps in and sets it up, and now Hernandez battles back. Hernandez is going to carry the puck. Now she loses the handle on it as it can come up the side of the net. Now trip towards the front of the net off of one of the Ravens' bodies. Rain through the neutral zone. They're going to fire it down. I think icing is going to be called on this play as we get a stoppage with 1:58 in the second period. Face-off is going to be to the right side of the Rain goalie. She's getting quite the workout here early in the... Sorry, it's the left side of the goalie. She's getting quite the workout here early in this first period. 18 shots on goal this far. The Ravens make a win on that face-off, and now the puck shot towards the net goes wide. I think it hit a body. Rain tries to tip it forward. Okay, unable to battle that one off as it goes over to the far side, and then after is Morin. Morin's going to retreat back in her own zone. She picks that up. Her pass across to Kay. Kay puts it back for Morin. Morin. She's going to take her time and she weaves her way up ice, and now she chips it deep. Stretch pass picked off there by Basket. Basket puts it back towards the net, hit a body. The Rain were trying to stretch out the Ravens. Ravens able to get control of it. Now back to the point. Ravens with a shot, save made by the goaltender. It goes back into the side of the net. Play continues as the puck now comes to the goaltender. He's going to hold on to that one. We get a whistle with 1:08 remaining in the period. Face off will be to the left side of the goalie, deep in the Rain zone. Ravens get a forward line change. The D core stays out there. We have Nishi and Morin out there with Wing and Cabana and Miguel. Miguel take the face off. She wins that one cleanly, but it ends up on the stick of one of the Rain, and they're going to chip it off the wall. Morin comes over with some help from Wing, and now Wing puts it back to Morin. Morin doubles back. She's being watched. Morin it's into the wall deep in their own zone, and now Miguel comes in to help her out. Play put all around the far side, and the first one there is going to be Wing. Wing unable to get a stick on that. Now the Ravens get it clear out of the zone. Play back into the Raven zone on a Nishi stick. Nishi goes D to D with it. Now pass forward. Ravens with a touch. And play comes down into the Rain zone. A battle in the corner. Ravens come out with it. Ravens, Cabana back to the blue line. From the blue line, passed across to Macy. Macy with a move. Now comes over to the wall on the far side. They try to cut to the middle, and the Ravens get control of it. As Hernandez works it back to Macy. Macy with a shot Well, save made by the goaltender. That one might have been wide. With 2.9 seconds remaining in the first period, Hernandez out to take the face off. Puck is dropped, face off one, shot, fan there, and that's going to do it for the first period. That's the end of the first period. Shots on goal are 20 for the Richmond Ravens, one for the Reign. Face off will come over, or sorry, the girls will go to the coach, see what he has to say for the next minute before we move our way into the second period. Buzzer goes as we get set to start the second period. Ravens ahead 2-0. 15 minutes goes on the clock. Both coaches tending to ignore the buzzer. Now the whistle goes from the ref, requesting some movement by both teams. Babcock makes her way down to her end of the ice. Miguel, Macy, Amade, Hernandez, and Morin out there for the Ravens. All right, the Rain get their center out there. Here we go. Puck is dropped. Face off one by the Ravens forward. Macy steps in. She loses her footing though, and now the Rain try to go back the other way. Miguel, she gets control of it. And now Miguel with it back to the blue line for Amade. Amade with a shot. Big save made by the goaltender down as the play continues down low. And now it comes out to the half wall, chipped around the near side as the Rain are trying to find some open ice. Rain up the wall, and now they pull it out to the neutral zone where Amade has it on his stick. Amade's going to skate it in. Amade working her way to the outside. She carries it in her feet, and now it's on a Rain player. Rain stop up as they get some pressure on them. A stick lift or two, and now they continue it out to the top of the circles before the Ravens turn it back the other way. Rain from behind the net, chip it around to the open wing on the near side. Now they try to put it forward. Macy with a couple of moves, and now it's going to get out into a neutral zone on the Hernandez's stick. Hernandez goes across ice for Tran. Tran fans on the shot in, but he ends up on her little sister's stick, and she shoots out just over the net. Now the puck cleared all the way down the ice. It's going to be icing on the play as the Rain are looking for a change. With 13:47 remaining in the second period, the Rain found themselves trapped out there as the Ravens maintained ozone pressure since the start of the period. Trying to take the face off. She's got Kay and Wing with her. Puck is dropped. Face off one. Back to the blue line. David with it. She's going to backhand it in down into the corner. Ravens center it. That's Kay. Ends up hitting a couple of bodies and goes wide. Morin walks the blue line. Now she puts it in for Kay. Kay walks into a shooting position. Shot towards the net. Save made by the goaltender. Rebound comes back out to the point, and now shot towards the net before it goes into the corner down low. Rain with it, comes off the wall and back out to Morin. Morin, she's going to go cross ice. She finds David. David walks around a couple players. Now she shoots it. Save made by the goaltender who holds on to that one. David with good patience there with the puck to walk around the attacking player and then get herself set up for a shooting opportunity. Miguel to take the face off deep in the rain zone to the right side of the goaltender. Puck is dropped. Face off one by Miguel. Ravens pick it up. They try to shoot it towards the net. Goaltender makes a save. Didn't get all of that. Now back out to the blue line. From the blue line, chipped back deep by David onto Miguel's stick. Miguel walks her way into a slot. Now it comes over to the near side for Morin. Morin chips it down low from behind the net. Basquet has it on his stick. Now back over to the half wall. Back out to David. David walks into a shooting position again. David with a backhand. Save made by the goaltender. Rebound for David. Now short side of the net, and the Ravens are going to put it in the back of the net as Cabana. I think that was Cabana to finish that up. David walked in from the blue line with a couple of shots and then put it back on Cabana's stick, and she made no mistake to put it in the back of the net. 3-0 is the score with 12 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the period. Wing Hernandez and Tran out there for the forward unit. Nishi and Amade back as the blue line. Amade tries to put it forward. It gets on the stick of Tran, and Tran chips it deep. Tran battles for it behind the net, and it comes over. It's still Tran. Tran fights off a couple of checks, and now pass comes back out to the point into the feet of a couple of the Rain players. Ravens have to touch up as they put it back deep. They're going to try and center it or try to get it out of the zone, and it's held in there by the Ravens. Hernandez. The battle ensues as the puck gets down underneath a couple of players, and now we're going to get a stoppage in play with 12:02 remaining in the second period. Face off will be to the right side of the Rain goalie. Hernandez to take the face-off. Puck dropped for face-off one by Hernandez. It goes back on the wall. Ravens try to put it back deep. Now they get control of it. Their shot, hits the side of the net. Now from behind the net, the Ravens go to work. They put it back out, trying to get to the point. They're going to find Nishi at the point. She's going to shoot that towards the net. Save made by the goaltender, who falls on her back and I think holds the puck underneath of her. We get a stoppage in play with 11:41 remaining in the second period. Tran is going to take the face-off for the Ravens. Puck is dropped. It goes on the wall as the Rain win the face-off. Stepping up on that one, Amade is going to try and hold it in. The Ravens hold it in down low. Now walking into the shooting position. Basquet loses a handle on it. Rain with some pressure from the Ravens. They turn it back over again. Tran puts it out to the wall, and now she has to battle off a check. Puck comes to the side where the Ravens K is tangled up, and now the Rain are going to come back the other way with it. Rain through the neutral zone. They get into the Raven zone for the first time this period. Rain down low, and now they put it out front. It goes out the far side. Now a shot towards the net, hits a body, and comes out, held to the outside. Tran with it on her stick. Tran's going to headman it forward. Tran working her way through the neutral zone. She chips it and comes back right to her. Tran tries to cut to the middle, and she gets stick checked. And now the Rain come back the other way. Rain working their way up ice. They try to cut to the middle, and now the outside. From the outside, they shoot it. Babcock makes a save and puts it over to the wall on the far side. From the far side, it's held in down low. Amade with it. Amade turns, and she's going to shoot it down the ice as she ices the puck. We're going to get a stoppage in play with 10:23 remaining in the period. Face off to the right side of Babcock. Puck to drop. Face off one by Miguel. Goes on to Macy's stick. Macy's cuts to the outside. Now a couple of touches, and now it comes across the ice with Cabana. Cabana has one player to get by. He's held up a little bit. Now gets the shot away. Rebound right on the doorstep, and now the puck gets cleared out and down ice. That's going to come all the way down. Babcock makes the stop. And now onto the stick of David. David with some pressure on her, puts it for Cabana. Cabana with a pass through the zone onto the stick of Miguel. Miguel looks back, and now she puts it for Cabana. Cabana with a touch play to try and get it around the player. Unable to do so as David walks in with it. David back from Miguel, back to David. David with a shot tipped down right in front. And now it's going to be saying it was played with a high stick, and we're going to get a stoppage, and it's going to stay. Oh, come out of the zone, they say. In to take the face off is Hernandez. Puck drop there, face off one out to the wall, and now the Ravens chip it deep. It ends up getting onto the defender stick for the Rain, and the Rain get it out to the blue line before it gets put back in by the Ravens. Ravens on the attack, but comes back out to the neutral zone. Tran on the near side. Tran puts it back down low. Now D to D for the Rain. They lose a handle on it right in the slot. Now the Basket tries to pick it up. She gets it. Now Basket puts it towards the net. Play continues as the puck comes over to the near side. From the near side, the Rain try to center it. That's going to be picked up by David. David with two players on her. She tries to soft pass for Macy. Macy puts it forward for Hernandez. Hernandez with one move or one player to get around. She loses the handle on it. Now Hernandez down low for Macy. Sorry, back to the point for Macy. Aiko is well wide of the net. She was looking for a tip on that one. Morin touches it, but it gets back out into the Raven zone. Back after it's Macy. Macy picks that up. Macy sees it to their Ravens or the Rainer on a change. Macy to her D partner David. David to the outside. That gets picked up by the Rain. Rain put it back to David. David puts it up the wall for Tran. Tran with a quick touch, and now Macy tries to go cross ice. Fans on that pass a little bit. Now the Rain are going to put it back down in behind Babcock's net. From behind the net, the Ravens pick it up. They're going to carry it into the corner, and now it gets reversed around. Onto David's stick. David up the wall. She finds K. K forward for wing. Now back to David. A couple of moves as David works her way through the zone. Now she gets stick checked. Now it comes back to her. Back into the neutral zone with it. It comes across for Wing. Wing shoots it towards the net. Goaltender makes the save. It took a funny hop, so he had to be sharp on that one. Off the bench, picked up by Morin. Morin now. Over for Macy. Macy chips it into an open wing. Kay goes for a change. Sorry, Kay goes for a chase as Macy goes for a change. Now, deep in the corner, the Ravens battling down low. Kay tries to step out front. That's pushed back in behind the net by the Rain. Now the Rain have it on the stick. Rain working their way up ice. Rain chipped it around, looking to get past Nishi. Now they just go for a change as Nishi has lots of time. Pass comes forward looking for Wing. Wing tips it in. Ends up on the stick of Tran. Tran with a backhand right on. Save made by the goaltender. Face off to the right side of the goaltender, deep in the Rain zone. Miguel to take the face off. Puck is dropped, face off one by Miguel. It comes back to Nishi. Nishi shoots that towards the net. It gets tipped into the corner. From the corner, back over behind the net. From behind the net, the Rain with pressure on them from the Ravens. Now the Rain reverse the play. They got a little bit open ice as they work their way up ice. Rain through the neutral zone, and now the Ravens hold them up, and now it's on the Nishi stick. Nishi off the wall, looking for Cabana. Cabana tips it off the wall, and now the Rain get control of it briefly. There's a pass across from Nishi onto the stick of Basket. Basket trying to work her way to the net. Shot, saved by the goaltender. Now short side, Miguel gets control of it. Miguel carries it to the outside. Miguel back out to the point, but that's going to go all the way down ice. It gets into the corner. Now Nishi has pressure on her. Nishi just lets the player come in, and she loses a footing on it, and goes into the corner hard. Now the Ravens back the other way with some speed. Tran to the outside. Tran gets stick checked. Now takes the puck back. Back to the point. Ravens get absolutely hit from behind there. I think that was Wing gets taken down on a cross check from in the numbers. And the Ravens go to a power play with 6 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the period. Power play unit coming out. We have Hernandez, Miguel, Amade, Macy, and Tran. Face off to be the right side of the Rain goaltender. 2 minutes on the clock. Miguel to take the face off. Puck drop, face off won by Miguel. She gets it back to the point. From the point, shot towards the net. Tip just hits a body in front. Now from the corner, it's reversed around to the near side. Hernandez in after it. Hernandez unable to handle it. She gets checked. Now she gets some help there from Tran. Tran drags it back over the corner. Centered. Ravens with a shot on net. Saved by the goaltender. Now gets cleared down ice. Macy picks it up. Macy comes across for Amade. Amade with her head up over for Hernandez. Hernandez drops it back for Amade. Amade puts it back down low from behind the net. Tran has it. Tran looking to center. She whiffs on that pass, and now she gets some help from Hernandez. Hernandez from behind the net. Hernandez fights off a check. Now in behind the net for Tran. Tran for Hernandez. Back to Fernandez. Tran out front. Comes over to the far side. Now back to the point for Macy. Macy walking. Macy. She finds a spot. She shoots it. It hits a body in front and goes to the outside. Miguel with it. Miguel back to Macy. Macy steps back into the middle. Macy looking for a shooting space. Shoot Macy with a shot right on. Saved by the goaltender. We'll hold on to that one. We got 50 seconds remaining in the penalty to the Rain player. Face-off is going to be to the left side of the goaltender. Second face-off unit comes out. It's Tran, Wing, and Kay. Back on the blue line is Lauren and David. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by the defensive group. It goes over into the corner as Kay gives chase, comes back to the blue line. David gets control of it. David comes across looking for Wing. Wing back to David. David with a shot. They get stopped by the goaltender. Rebound picked up by the goalie. He holds on to that one. 34 seconds remains in the penalty to the Rain. Power play unit over to the right side of the Rain goalie. Tran to take the face-off. Face-off won by the Rain. Ravens pick it up, though, and now from behind the net, there's a stuff attempt. It comes out to front, and now a shot saved by the goaltender who holds on to that one. As it ended up right in the high slot, and the Ravens unable to pull the trigger. 26 seconds remains in the power play for the Richmond Ravens. Face-off won by the Ravens, now picked up by Kay. Kay drops it back to the blue line. Now Morin looking back door. A 1-T attempt by Wing. It goes through her feet, though. Now a shot from the point saved by the goaltender. Holds on to that one. We got 12 seconds remaining in the power play. Morin looking for the back door. Wing wide open, but unable to pull the trigger as the puck went through the wickets. Miguel is going to take the face-off. Puck drop, face-off won by the Miguel, but picked up by the Rain. Ravens able to hold it onside. Now down low, short side shot off a crossbar. Now Miguel with it, back to the point. Shot hits a player, and now Miguel shoots it towards the net. It comes back out to her now, point blank, ends up basket, was just wide of the net. Ravens keep it down low as we're 5-on-5. Now from behind the net, Basket losing a handle on it. Basket tries to come back out to the blue line and does. Morin with it. Morin goes across to David. David, she's going to shoot that. And that goes crossbar south, but not in the net as it comes out the near side. Play continues. It goes over to the wall on the far side. David steps in on holding that puck down low. Now it comes out to the blue line where Miguel stepped up. Morin in for David. David on the half wall. Ravens now, the Rain have it. Rain looking to come up ice with it. They're going to put it all the way down the other way. Babcock's going to play that one forward for Morin for Hernandez. Hernandez works her way back the other way. Hernandez losing her footing, but drops it for Tran. Tran with a short side shot. She fans on that one. Now comes to the wall and back to Amade. Amade Over to the near side for Hernandez. Hernandez with a couple of moves, works her way in. Now she goes up over the goaltender and finds the back of the net short side as the Ravens extend their lead to 4-0. 2:52 remains in the second period. Hernandez to take the face off. Puck drop face off won by the Ravens. It goes to their D partner. They're going to go D to D as Amade has it on his stick. He goes forward looking for Hernandez. That play gets turned over the other way, and now um, into the neutral zone it comes. Ravens wing steps up, and now Hernandez with it. Hernandez kicks it forward. She carries it in. Hernandez from the outside. Now in puts it down low. It goes over to the far side. Wing gets chase. Wing from behind the net. She centers it out front. Ends up on Hernandez's stick. Hernandez makes a shot. The goaltender makes a great save. The goaltender poke checked the puck right into the slot where the Ravens were on the doorstep and just unable to solve the goalie as they put it into her padding. Tran to take the face off. Tran wins that one. It gets on Basquet's stick. She shoots that just wide as it goes out the far side. Now from the far side, it's going to get cleared down ice. Goes all the way down. Babcock's going to leave that one alone for icing. The face-off will come down to the right side of the Rain goaltender. Tran to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by the Rain. The Rain are going to carry it around to the near side. From the near side, it works its way to the wall, and now it's pitchfork forward. Ravens hold it in briefly. Now it gets back out to the blue line on the stick of Tran. Tran over to the far side for Kay. Kay, she brings it on her backhand, and now she stops up. Kay looking for a place to go with it. Now she's going to carry it in. She loses their footing, and now the Rain have control of it. Rain put it to the outside. Now back to the blue line for Macy. Macy with a couple of moves. Macy shoots it towards the net. It's tipped just wide by Tran. Now puck down low. Tran tries to put it in behind the net. Kay goes in after it. Kay with a quick move there. Kay now, she tries to shoot it off the side of the goaltender. Ends up underneath Tran, and now the Rain are going to shoot it back down ice. It takes a funny hop and a roll, but works its way to the outside, and we have icing on the play. With a minute 21 remaining in the second period, Ravens 4. Victoria Reigns, nothing. Miguel, Cabana, Wing, Macy, and David out there for the Ravens. Miguel wins that one cleanly. It's on the stick of the Ravens. They try to make a quick move there. Now back to the blue line for David. David works their way into a shitty position. Save made by the goaltender. Now the puck comes back up the wall. David unable to hold it in, and then we got a 2-on-1 the other direction. Working their way in. Rain trying to center it. Ravens read that play, and they break it up as Miguel gets it up ice. It gets held in, though. And now Macy with it. Macy's going to carry it up ice. Macy finds an open slot, some open ice on the far side as she cuts her way in. Macy doubles back, and now she tries to center it, looking for Miguel, but picked up by the Rain. Rain with a little bit of life here as they chip it in and give chase. Playing no ice on the play. Play continues. Miguel back with it. And now the Ravens battling to get it out of their zone. It's going to come all the way down ice onto the stick of the Rain, deep in their own zone as the Ravens clear the zone. With some speed around to the outside. Rain trying to pass it up the middle. Ends up on the stick of Macy, deep in the Ravens zone. Macy, she tries to stretch it out. It bounces, and now it gets to Hernandez. Hernandez and Wing unable to handle it, though, as it goes back the other way. Cabana drops it there for David. David goes off the wall, and that's going to do it for the second period. 4-0 is the score at the end of the second. Shots on goal to this point are 38-2 in favor of the Richmond Ravens. Welcome back as we get set to start the third period. Ravens ahead 4-0. Some comments made about the handy camera work today, and I have to apologize for that. We don't have our normal cameramen here, or even our backup cameramen here, and have to settle with me. Babcock makes her way back to the net. Out at the blue line is Amade and Macy. And out front, Miguel Hernandez and Tran. Puck is dropped. Face off won by the Rain, but the Ravens pick it up. Macy gets a shot on net, saved by the goaltender. Now, Raymond around the 10th. Back to Amade. From Amade, back down low. Hernandez with it, Miguel with it on his stick. He tries to go back to the blue line. That plays red this time. Now the Ravens hold it in. Macy with a shot towards the net. It comes wide to the near side as the Ravens try to set it up. Now center. Backhand, just over the net. As the play comes into the corner, the Rain bring it around the near side from the near side. Back to the blue line. Ravens hold it in down low as they get some help from Hernandez. Tran in after it. Play comes up the wall and out into the neutral zone for Amade. Amade with it on her stick. Passed across the zone. And now the Ravens with it just to chip it in. As Kay tried to put it towards the net. Ravens hold it in now with some speed. The Ravens working their way into the net. A shot off the post and now stopped. On the stick of the Rain. Rain are going to carry it. Now they're going to skate up ice. Back after it is David. David turns. He puts it forward looking for Kay. Kay does a good job to get a touch on that so he didn't have icing on the play. Play offside and played by Wing, and we're going to have a stoppage in with 18:35 remaining in the period. They're going to put the face-off deep in the Ravens zone because it said there was an intentional offside. Face-off will be the left side of Babcock. Trying to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by the Ravens. They're going to try and put it forward. Ends up getting turned back by the Rain, though. Now Morin with it on the stick. Morin reverses the play to Kay. Kay with it on the stick. She's going to chip it forward looking for Tran. Tran working her way up the near side. She chips it and she's going to chase it herself. It goes in behind the zone where Wing was waiting for it. Ends up on a Rain stick, though, and the Rain carried it to the wall on the far side. Rain with a passing play into the middle of the ice, and now it's on the stick of the Ravens defender. David. David puts it back down in the Rain zone. Rain is going to pick that up behind the own net as the Ravens are on a change. Tran in after, and now Tran gets the puck back. She gets it pulled back off of her stick as the Rain try to force it into the neutral zone. Now they get it up ice, and Morin comes back after it. Morin with it on her stick looking for David. David with a quick move there. Now David's going to opt to carry it. David chips it deep, and now she chases it in herself from behind the net. David gets to a shooting position, makes the save, makes the shot. Goaltender makes the save. We have a stoppage in play with 17:37. Miguel to take the face off for the Ravens deep in the Rain zone to be the left side of the Rain. Face off won by the Rain. They're going to fire it around the wall, looking to clear it out the near side. Ravens on top of that one, and now back to Macy. Basquet holds it in. Now it gets past Basquet. Now we have a 2-on-1 the other way as the Rain overskate the puck. Now they get it back. Now it comes back into the high slot. Shot made, saved by Babcock, who holds on to that one. She hasn't had a lot of save opportunities. So we're at, I think, 3 shots on goal this game. That was a tough one. 17-17 remains in the game. Miguel to take the face off, just keeping the Ravens zone. Puck is dropped. Ravens win that one. Lose a handle on the pass, but they pick it back up again. It's in their feet. Ravens turn it back the other way. Now comes up the wall. Cabana with some pressure. She's going to carry it. Cabana with all the sticks on her. She battles off a couple of checks, and now her shot goes just over top of the net. Play over to the near side. Now centered for Cabana. Cabana with a shot again. Ends up on the stick of one of the Rain players, and the Rain get it back into the neutral zone. Ravens with it now. Nishi has it on her stick. Nishi looking forward as Cabana's waiting for it. Cabana gets stick checked again. The Rain try to come back up ice with it. Now Amadei with it. Amadei. And the Ravens are going to be called with too many men on the ice as Amadei put it into the gate as the players were changing. And now we have a power play for the home team Rain. Face-off will come down into the Raven zone. I think it'll be to the right side of Babcock and the penalty kill unit comes out. Macy, David, Hernandez. Sorry, Tran and Tran. Amadei arguing her case about the play, but to no avail. 2 minutes is on the clock. Puck is dropped. Rain win the face-off. They're going to go back to the blue line with it. Walking the blue line now to the top of the circles on the far side. They come across into the middle of the ice. The Ravens stick check theirs. Morin did a great job of turning it back the other way. It goes around to the near side, or far side. Now back to the blue line as the Rain looking to do it again. Rain put it back in. Now back out to the blue line. They hold it just barely. Now the Rain with a pass across to the point on the near side. It goes down low onto the stick of the Ravens. They're going to put it back out to the blue line, held there by the Rain. Now a shot right on, made by Babcock. It gets on the Macy stick. She's unable to clear the zone. Now a short side shot. Babcock puts that back in behind the net. Ravens with it. They come off the glass and out into the neutral zone. Rain with it. They're going to go back to the defender. She goes out the far side. Ravens get control of it. Or put it now onto a Rain stick. Rain off the wall and now through the neutral zone and into the Raven zone. They're going to put a shot right on. Save made by Babcock, who holds on to that one. 59 seconds remains in the man advantage for the Victoria Rain. Hernandez out to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by the Rain. It's back to the face off or the center. So Nishi tries to eat it in the corner. She's going to kill some time. And now comes back this point. Shot. Think hit a body in front and went wide as Babcock was waiting to make a glove save on that. Puck comes over to the side. Now it goes wide of the net on the near side. Out the near side. Shot goes out to the far side. Ravens with it. Ravens carry it. Now gets their pocket pick. Rain put the puck back into the high slot. Now over to the near side. From the near side, shot towards the net. Glove save made by Babcock, and the rebound picked up by Babcock, and the defenders clear the crease as the Rain player was on the doorstep. "21 seconds remains in the Rain man advantage. Miguel out to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Face-off won by Miguel, but gets picked up by the Rain as he got into the official's feet. Rain take a shot from the point, blocked there by the Ravens. Now short side shot, right on. Save made by Babcock. And now the puck comes into the crease. Ref blows his whistle one more time. It looks like the Rain player is going to make their way to the box. And so is the Raven player. Morin, as Morin was protecting their goaltender with the Rain player slashing out her hand on the save made. 9 seconds remains in the power play for the Victoria Rain. Miguel to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Miguel wins that one cleanly. It gets feathered up the wall on the near side, and now out to the neutral zone. It gets put back in. Offside is going to be called against the Rain. 9 seconds still remains on the clock, so it must not have started. Now they're talking about the clock as they realize that there should have been at least a second come off the clock. in the time that the puck was dropped and the time that the game whistle went again. They're going to tick it down. 3 seconds, they say. The faceoff comes outside the zone. Miguel to take the faceoff. Puck is dropped, comes out to the wall on the near side. Shot towards the net, well wide. So Ravens were able to get a stick on that one. Macy with it. Macy fights off a check, and now she's going to find open ice down the far end. And I think we're going to have icing on that as the basket was just coming out of the box. And the faceoff will come deep in the Raven zone. With 14:29, we're 5-on-5. Face-off won by the Reign. They chip it onto the stick of Miguel. It comes back to the point. Now onto the stick of our feet of the Ravens. Back to Miguel. Miguel gets it up ice. And now the Reign have it. Reign looking for a place to go with it. Basket has it. And asks Basket offside. Is she unable to stop up before the Ravens forwards were able to clear the zone? Face-off just outside the Reign zone. Tran out to take the face-off. Puck drop. Face-off won by Tran. In to pick it up, though, David. And she puts it back. Sorry, that's Amadei. Now goes to the far side for Macy. Macy being pushed back. Macy looking for some open ice. Macy leaves the handle on it. Now Tran has it. Tran looking to go back to her defensive partner. Oh, that's Kay covering for Macy. Tran puts it forward. Now it goes D to D and off the wall on the far side. The Reign chip it down towards the Ravens zone. Amadei with it on her stick. Macy, she gets run into. Play continues as Amadei puts it up the wall on the near side looking for Kay. Kay back from Tran. Tran being watched. Now she gets her pocket pick. Macy gets it in her feet over to the near side for Amadei. Amadei forward looking for Tran, and we're going to have no ice on the play. The puck didn't get down there. Now the Reign try to chip it forward onto this David stick in the neutral zone. David gets around the first player. Now back to her on the second player. Now she walks her way in from the outside. Her shot, her pocket pick there is she wasn't able to get the shot off. And now the pocket cross the other way is the Ravens now pick it up. Ravens into a shooting position. A shot towards the net blocked. And now the Reign have it. Reign coming up ice to the neutral zone with it. They're going to chip it deep. Nishi back after it. She's got a player on her. Nishi from behind the net now. The Ravens turn it. Wing carries it up. Now she gets it off, pulled off her stick. Comes over to the near side for Cabana. Cabana chips it off the wall deep into the zone. Now comes back to Cabana. Out into David. David looks at her place to go for it. She finds Miguel. Miguel to the outside. Miguel gets turned back at the blue line. Now the Reign have it. Reign working their way in. They're going to shoot it deep as they go for a change. It comes around behind the Ravens net. David with it. David pulling it off the wall as it was on end. Put forward for Wing. Comes out to the middle of the ring. Play continues. It comes over to the near side. David after. She's got a pressure on her. David goes off the wall. Comes out in the neutral zone. Now chip forward. Back on the David stick. David forward for Hernandez. Hernandez forward for Tran. Tran. She carries it in. Now she loses the handle on it. Off the wall. Back for Tran. Tran puts it out onto the slot. Now a shot. Save made by the goaltender. Wayne got a solid shot off there, but the goalie was sharp to keep this 4-0. Puck back to the blue line. From the blue line, the Ravens have to be careful. It goes back in the zone. Ravens have to touch up. Now they're touched up. The play in behind the Reign net. Reign come up the wall. Now on the near side, it comes out into the neutral zone, onto Macy's stick. Macy backing off, waiting for the Ravens to touch up. Now pass to the near side for Basket. Basket tries to cut to the outside. Play continues as the puck goes deep in the zone. Now backhanded around to the far side, reverse back in behind the net. Basket's there, but the Ravens or the Rain get it past her. Now on the near side, chipped out to the middle. On the Macy stick. Macy with a couple of moves. Macy with a pass over to the far side. Now the puck on into the neutral zone as the Rain come across ice. Rain unable to hold it on side. Now it's the Rain held it or put it back in their own zone. And the ref called icing on that. He'll probably want to review that one, as the rules would say that if the Rain put it back in their own zone, they would put themselves offside, and that negates the Ravens offside. So at any rate, the play comes outside the zone. David fires it back in. Puck onto the stick of the Rain defender behind their own net, and now they take some time to put it up forward. Ravens are going to hold it in. Now a shot there by Moore and hits some shin pads as the Rain carry it back down low. Rain put it off the wall as they're trying to find a way to get it up ice. Wing put some pressure on, and now it's just outside the reach of Tran as the Rain bring it up ice. Rain into the Ravens zone. They chip it around the Ravens defender. And now from behind the net, they bring it around the near side. From the near side, Kay reads that play. She's going to stop the play. Now back out to the point. From the point, slap shot, wide of the net, over to the near side. Wing with a quick move there, but she's unable to carry. She loses the handle on it. Now Morin with it. Morin, the player coming on her blind side. Back out to the point, shot towards the net. Babcock makes the save. She holds on to that one. The Ravens are looking for a change. With 9:48 remaining in the third period, Ravens ahead 4-0. Miguel out there to take the face-off for the Ravens. Puck is dropped. Face-off goes over onto the Ravens stick. The Ravens working their way up the wall on the far side. They pick it back up now, lose a handle on it as it got in the feet of the official. Ravens going back after it in their own zone. Nishi with it on her stick. Nishi around the near side. Now she feathers that forward. It's held in by the Rain. Amade in after it. Amade loses the handle on it. Now gets put towards the net, hits a body and goes in behind the net. Cabana puts it out for Miguel. Miguel, he's going to headman it forward. Miguel tries to go back past the official. That official's a pretty good defender standing right on the wall there. As he stopped him up again. A battle ensues in the corner for it. And now the play comes out down into the corner as the Rain have it. Rain get turned back by the Ravens behind their own net. And now the play comes up to the near side and into the neutral zone where it's picked up by Amade. Amade with it on her stick. She's going to come around the near side and it comes back out on the stick of the Ravens to Basket. Basket with a shot towards the net. Hits it's blocked. Comes back on Basket's stick. She stops up and now centers it. Ravens with a shot. They hit a body in front and now comes back into the corner. Rain with it as they're going to try and reverse the play. Now in behind their own net. Ravens putting pressure on as it comes out for Hernandez. Hernandez with a pass out to the slot for Macy. Macy unable to get a shot off. Or she got the shot off wide of the net. Now the puck comes back up the wall. Macy with a move. Now she picks it up again for Hernandez. Hernandez drops it back for David. This time David puts a shot right on. Made by the goaltender. Ravens now in the corner. They're going to get rubbed off in the corner. Now the puck comes back out to the point for David. David walks into a shooting position. She's going to put it through traffic. That hit a body in front. Now under a Rain stick. Rain unable to clear the puck as Hernandez gets control of it. Hernandez shoots it on net and the goaltender makes the save. We get a stoppage in play with 7 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the period. Face off deep in the Rain zone. Hernandez out to take the face off. Face off won by the Rain. They're going to carry it in behind their own net. It comes over to the near side and up the wall. Ravens step in on that one. It's backhanded forward, but on the Rain stick. Ravens get control of it. It comes over to the near side. Now chipped down low off the backhand by Hernandez. Back to Hernandez as it comes from the down low. I think forward for Wing. Wing from behind the net. Wing. She's going to go back to the blue line. Now over to the near side. David. Has to be careful. There's a pressure on her. She puts it to an open wing on the near side. Ravens back to the blue line for David. David. He shoots it. They hit a player in the head, I think. High stick is what they're saying. is knocked down with his stick. And so we get a stoppage in play with 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and the faceoff will come outside the zone. Tran, Kay, and Basquette come out. Puck is dropped. Face off one by the Ravens. It gets on the stick of Macy. She comes across for Kay. Kay walking her way in with a shot right on. Saved by the goaltender who holds on to that one. Trying to take the face off on the near side. Puck drop. Face off one. Ravens chip it down low, and now they pick it up from behind the net. Ravens now unable to control it as it gets out to the neutral zone, and now David does a good job just to get a stick up in that one and slow down the advancement of the player. Now the Ravens come back down the near side onto the stick of Kay. Kay working her way to the outside. Now she tries to cut to the middle. It ends up on the stick of the Ravens. Basquette drops it back to the point for David. David works her way through a couple of players. She carries it to the corner on the far side. Now she comes up against the wall. Back to the point. It gets fed across for Tran. Tran back over to Macy. Macy overskates it and gets caught in some snow, so she's going to have to put it down low. Kay from behind the net. Now Basquette comes in to help her out. A shot saved by the goaltender. Another shot underneath the goalie. And now the Ravens are going to get a penalty as Basquette makes her way to the box, I think. There was some contact after the whistle, and now the Ravens are going to go to the penalty kill, and they're calling it head contact. 6:08 remains in the period. The Ravens are going to be 5-on-4. Two minutes goes on the clock. Refs are doing their best to keep this game under control, I think. Ravens ahead by 4 goals. They're going to be called for everything. Tran will take the face-off. Face-off won by Tran. It goes into the corner. And now Tran gets it on his stick. Tran is going to get it all the way down the ice as the goaltender comes out to play it. He puts it up the wall on the near side. Ravens with a good stick check there by Tran. Slow them down as the puck comes through the neutral zone onto the stick of Tran. He chips it back the other way. In the neutral zone, the Rain work their way into the Raven zone, and now they shoot it towards the net. Babcock makes a save and dives on top of that one. We get a stoppage with 1:31 remaining in the power play for the Rain. 5:38 remaining in the period. The scorekeepers are asking for some help down in their own zone. Now the ref is asking or is talking with the coaches. And I think we're ready to go here. Face off the left side of Babcock, deep in the Raven zone. Tran to take the face off. Puck is dropped. Face off won by Tran. She puts it into the corner. Nishi with it on her stick. Nishi takes it into the corner. Now she has some pressure on her. Nishi taking some precious time off the clock for the Victoria Rain. And now we get a stoppage in play as the puck is froze. 1:19 remains in the penalty to the Richmond Ravens. Face off won by the Rain. They chip it back to the defender, but the Ravens are almost able to pull that off their player. Now the puck back to the blue line, and the Rain are able to get it into the Raven zone. Ravens back to pick it up. Nishi was behind his own net. Now she's going to put it up ice. That's stopped at the blue line, though, by the Rain. Rain with a shot towards the net. That gets past Babcock. as the Ravens get scored on with a four. It's now 4-1 with 4:59 remaining in the period. Miguel comes out to take the face off for the Richmond Ravens. She's got Cabana and Basquette with her. Back of the blue line is Macy and Amadei. Puck's drop face off one. It goes back to the Rain. Rain defenders getting pushed back in their own net. She puts the puck right on Basquet's stick. Basquet doubles back, and now she carries it in behind the net. Basquet trying to center it. Looking for Miguel. Miguel gets it back on her stick after a little bit of a battle. Now back in for Basquet. Basquet back over for looking for Miguel, but the Rain get control of it, and the Rain come back up ice with it. Rain to the outside. Now they chip it deep and give chase. Play from behind the net. Macy putting pressure on, and now the Rain have control of it. They lose a handle on it as the Ravens get control of it. Basquet looking for Macy on the far side behind the net. Macy chips it off the glass and down into the neutral zone. Now the play gets reversed in the snow, bounces off a couple of feet before it gets down into the Rain end. Play continues as the Rain carry it around to the far side. Now they chip it into the neutral zone. Back after it is Amadei. Amadei backhands it into the neutral zone again. Now in after it, Miguel loses a handle on it. The Rain chip it back into the Raven zone. Amadei has it on her stick. Amadei forces it up ice. Rain defender, she tries to go forward with it. Amadei read that play, but unable to handle it cleanly. And now the Ravens have to be careful as they're offside. They're saying that it was an intentional offside. They're going to call it all the way down the ice and into the Raven zone. No, just staying on the. I don't quite understand what's going on. So, face off will be just outside the Raven zone. Face off won by the Ravens. It gets on the stick of David. David passes it forward. That ends up on a Rain stick. Rain put it to the outside, and now fire it deep. That goes in behind Babcock's net. On Morin's stick. Morin off the wall looking for. I think that's Wing. Comes back to Wing on the near side. Wing with a chip, and now she has a little bit of room, but she tries to chase it down the ice. Defender unable to handle it cleanly. Now she stops up for the Ravens following up, and they put it right out front. Oh, it just gets past Wing. Back down low. Hernandez centers it for Wing again. Wing gets a stick check, and he comes over to the wall on the near side. Now Morin for David. David off the ice, looking for Tran. Comes back to Tran. Play continues as the puck bounces into the Ravens zone. Morin's going to be the first one with it. Morin looking up ice for Wing. Wing across for David. David's going to skate it. David hits center ice and chips it deep. As the Ravens go for a change, Wing tries to center it. Now back to the blue line. Nishi unable to handle it cleanly. Comes on to Amadei's stick. Amadei for Nishi. Nishi. She tries to put it back out to the middle and gets pulled off there by Wing. Wing looking to open the ice up for herself. She works her way into a shooting position. Shot. And that player is down. We get a whistle. Wing with a shot towards the net, and her follow through ends up running over one of the players for the Rain. She remains on the ice, and the trainer quick to get out there. Nobody likes to see anybody get hurt, especially in these exhibition games. She looks like she fell awkwardly and hasn't moved a muscle. Two minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the third period. 4-1 is a score. Shots on goal at this point are 45-12 in favor of the Richmond Ravens. trainer is able to get the player on their back. It looks like she's going to be able to get up. Rain able to get the player up off the ice. Makes her way to the bench. Face-off's going to be to the outside of the rain zone. Puck drop, face-off won by the Ravens. They're going to fire it into the rain zone. Rain defender picks it up, and she's going to put it back out to the neutral zone. Now chip back down low as the play continues over to the near side. From behind the net, Ravens get control of it. Now they lose a handle on it, and it goes in to the wall on the far side. Rain gives it the neutral zone before the Ravens get control of it. Ravens with a pass forward. Now on the stick of Tran. Tran into a shooting position. Shot right on. Save made by the goaltender. We'll hold on to that one. Minute 39 remains in the period. Ravens ahead 4-1. Miguel takes the face off. She's got Wing and Cabana with her. Puck is dropped on the wing stick. Rain was rolling on her. Nishi steps in to try and get control of it. Now it continues over on the far side. Amade goes back to collect that. Puck goes back to Cabana. Now on the Miguel stick. Back to Cabana. Cabana working her way up ice. Cabana tries to cut to the middle. Cabana working her way in all the way to the far end. Now she cuts to the side of the net. Shot hits the side of the net. Stays out. Now the Ravens turn it back. Miguel chips it back in. Now gives chase as the puck goes in behind the goal line in the Rain zone. Rain reversed the play on the stick of Cabana. Cabana doubles back with a little button up there from behind the net. He tries to center it. That's stopped by the Rain. Now the Rain from behind their own net. They get a stick lift and now back to Cabana. Cabana centers it onto the stick of Wing. Wing with a shot. Save made by the goaltender. And it goes out the far side. Ravens with a good play there. Now they're Rain come out the wall on the near side. David puts that towards the net. It's just wide as it comes out the far side. Now the Ravens try to put it. They hit the side of the net from the far side. Puck over to the near side. David steps in to keep it down low. Now it gets past David. Now into the neutral zone. Picked up by Macy. Macy turns her head up, looking for a place to go with it. Macy walks right through one player in his second. Now a shot right on, saved by the goaltender. 13.7 seconds remains in the game. Ravens ahead 4-1. Miguel takes a face off. Oh, sorry, Hernandez did. Now, Lauren, sorry. The play comes back the other way as the Rain have it. They backhand it towards the net. It comes out the far side. 1 second remains, and that's going to do it. Ravens come out victorious 4-1 on this first game of the day. Shots on goal 48-12 in favor of the Richmond Ravens. Hope you can join us here in a few more hours as the Ravens set to take on the Victoria Rain for the second time today.